I forgot to turn that off. All right, so yeah, this is different. I haven't done reviews in a while, so this should be an interesting thing to do. I don't know. Like I was telling some of the other fellows that I do shows with, I've been waiting to get like a secondary camera to be able to do live reviews because trying to switch cameras while doing lives is kind of a pain. Then I haven't done reviews because honestly, just the whole thing of like editing and yada yada yada, I haven't really just not been in the mood in a while. So we're gonna give this a shot. Hopefully it works out and all that kind of situation. Alrighty, how's everybody doing? New Wave Dave, you just got that song stuck in my head, so that will be an interesting thing. This is the you must whip it. Holy crap, that is awesome. And that's another thing about like lives. I get to interact with you guys, which makes this a little bit more fun for me, for everybody, and all that kind of thing. Alrighty. So for the review today, we're going to be jumping into the Recoil Rda. I was talking to Adam. I was like, dude, I'm going to get back into reviewing. I just don't know what would be the first thing to do. And he's like, dude, you love the recoil. Why don't you do that? And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I was actually, before I stopped doing reviews for a while there, I actually wanted to do the Recoil Rebel, and there was a bunch of retro reviews and stuff. And honestly, half of the shit I have for reviewing now is more or less retro stuff, just because a lot of it is starting to get old and it's starting to just move on. And in vaping terms, if anything's older than 3 months, you're pretty much an ancient fuck. Alrighty, so let's do this. We're gonna jump into the top-down view, and hopefully this works with very little dangle clacks and all that kind of thing, but we shall see. Alrighty, here we go. Alrighty, so there it is. Yeah, I forgot to turn off the loop on that. I actually had to build like a whole new thing for like with Streamlabs. I had to build a new thing because like the one that I had was for like pre-recorded stuff and for like lives when I used to do the vlog and things, which I would love to jump back into that, but I don't know. Just like I feel everybody does a vlog and things like that, and I just even don't even know what I would talk about. But here it is, the Recoil Rda. This is the blue one. They came with a little color indicator there. Box, very simple. Doesn't do like the whole specs thing like other boxes do. And I mean, this was more or less like a thing back like when this came out. Specs weren't really placed on many boxes. There were some that did have it, but not much on like rebuildables and stuff from what I remember. All right, let's just crack this open. So you can tell that is the blue guy. I have this cap upside down. But yeah, this is the bro flavor bro or whatever, the that cap added, yeah. Ugh. Like I said, been a while. Then this one's the Clouds Bro Clouds cap. If you can tell, that right there, this is slightly smaller. This is bigger. This is supposed to give you bigger clouds. This is supposed to give you more flavor. Personally, I've never actually bothered using that one because it just wasn't my thing. I think I tried it once and I just wasn't like, I like a big open airy thing, and this is honestly pretty airy, but not like on the offensive side. Then on the inside came your spares. You got some screws, you got some O-rings. If you do get, and I should have just grabbed the box for that one, but if you do get like a more modern one, you they do come with like a squonk pin, so you could like squonk on these kind of things. And I'll even show you on the deck. So you can tell the deck right here, right down there where this connects right here for the negative, there would be like a little itty bitty hole right there just drilled out so you could actually squonk the RDA. But you know, and then you could get like a squonk pin and stuff like that. And as far as I know, we have Michelle Lynn to thank for that, because she decided she wanted to do a squonkable recoil, and she just started drilling a hole into one of them. And I don't know if anybody, that's the first person I heard that started doing the squonkable thing. I don't know if anybody else has, but yeah. So yeah, this is the recoil. Coils go one leg here, one leg here, one leg here, one leg here on the opposite side. The deck itself is a 22 millimeter. With the cap on top, it's a 24 millimeter. And I put that on there. Now I'm stuck again. I will say, as far as O-rings are concerned, I actually like these. I've had some that like they're very like tough. Like trying to open them up is not the easiest. So something to keep in mind if you are able to get a hold of this. As I was saying, this is a retro review, so a lot of this has been out for a while, and trying to find them has gotten more and more scarce. I know Adam told me that there were some sites in the UK that you can still get them from. From time to time, Dwayne will do a drop and put some out there, and I know they've done like several different versions with like the Grimm logos. They've done so many. I think like I have an engraved red one. Here, let me show you guys. So this is the engraved one right here. Tell that's different. I can't even look down there because of damn cotton. But yeah, they've done like this version, and like the original ones have more the logo on there like that. So it's a thing. Let's see what chat's saying. Nice, you got it tatted on your arm. All right, fair enough. You have a small alien recoil. Yeah, and I'm gonna build this up for a hexome build because anybody that knows me out there, I love my hexomes, and my recoil hexome combos are where I live at the moment. Alrighty, so let's get into some building. Oh yeah, as I was saying, places that might still have the Superior Vapor red juice in the UK. We'll say price wise, they're a little bit pricey ish, I guess. I mean, remembering that these used to cost like about, I think, $70 USD when they first came out. At least that's what I think they were. I don't remember fully. But you know, I've gotten them cheaper. BST groups are always a good avenue to go to if you ever want to give this a shot and a try. There's always somebody getting rid of one. Most of the ones that I've gotten were through BST groups, and I think I've only bought like one, like direct from RecoilRda.com. I've actually bought more Rebels from RecoilRda.com. All right, so as I was saying, you bring up your legs right here. And you bring this in here. And I will say the flathead screw is my favorite, but you got to make sure you get a screwdriver that will fit most of the screw here, because if you get one that's too small, and this happens more on the Recoil Rebel, which I will do a review on that one here sometime soon. They tend to, once you're tightening down, the little sides of the screws tend to like come off or break off, and it tends to be kind of a weird phenomenon that happens. So, you know, it is that. All right, so as far as building this guy, well, I'm gonna put that right there, and what I like to do is just screw down this bit right here. All right, didn't fuck it up. And then I'll get my coil jig and then move it over a little bit just to center the coil a little bit more. And then we will screw the other leg down. If you guys have any tips and stuff like that, let me know. Nice legs. You guys can see my legs. But yeah, so that way I get it like nice and centered, and I'm not having to like think too much about like adjusting later. And we'll just cut that off. Cut that off. Then on the opposite side, it gets a little trickier once you do it this way, just because if you're like pre-building and you don't pre-cut and stuff. We'll say one way I like to cut like coils and stuff. I'll take my thumb, measure it out about like there. usually that works. If not, use a coil, like one of those coily tools or something like that. I got one with like the pulse, and even then I still kind of more or less refuse to use it. I don't know what my adherence to it is, but it just is what it is. And I feel like that's already going to be a little too long. Yeah. Let me see. Yeah. I could feel it touching the coil on the other side. So yeah, we're going to cut that down slightly more. And we'll say it's not like the worst thing if you just got to like keep cutting until you get it. But like I said, there's a lot of tools nowadays that you can use that work perfectly fine. And it's not a bad thing if you do use them. Just not my thing personally, but if you do use them, go for it. Because I mean, whatever makes your existence easier, why the hell would you like not do it? You know, for me, it's just I'm a stubborn jackass sometimes for no reason. Alrighty, so there's that. Alright, so make sure your leads are down nice and tight. Tight like a tiger. Alrighty, so I'm just going to do a little quick glow up. Hopefully this doesn't take too long or too much time. Like this is where like the power of editing really helps, because I don't have to like worry about time or trying to like, you know, keep conversation going while I'm looking at what I'm doing. But hey, this is like a whole new learning experience for me, and I'll take it, honestly. How's everybody doing today? How's everybody's day going? I know this is a little early-ish in the day, but I don't know. Just thought this would work for my time schedule, because this way I can get a review done and I could you know, get things out there into the world and yada yada yada. I'll say, yeah, I just put my coil jig through here. Make sure if you do stuff like that, and this goes for like newbies or, you know, that kind of thing. Even with like veterans, man, sometimes we mess up and it happens. But make sure you don't just jam your coil jig while you're like firing, because if not, that just ends up messing things up, and you can get, I guess, like a coil blowout. Like how you're seeing the top of like my hat on your forehead, like my forehead there, instead of like me talking to you guys, which honestly I could just use my monitor screen over here. Just I'm used to like just staring at what I'm doing directly. But yeah, so oh no, they look massive in the recoil, dude. But these are 7 wrap 28 gauge aliens. And in the recoil, these actually look pretty fucking big, because again, this is a 22 millimeter deck, and that's like one of those weird misconceptions. The cap actually brings it up to 24, because if you could see that, like if you see how thick them walls are right there, that adds like the other 2 millimeters. That makes it a 24 millimeter RDA versus like the 25. That one was actually a 24 millimeter deck, and the cap makes it a 25. The walls aren't as thick as like the OG recoil. So, you know, those are interesting facts right there. But I think I'm almost good to go here. And I'm not like the world's biggest perfectionist, but I can be at times. Alrighty, I think that is good to go. I'm gonna grab some cotton here. No, yeah, that was like one of the more interesting things about like the OG recoil was the fact that it was a 22 millimeter, not a 24. Like most RDAs, you got to account for caps and all that kind of thing when you're looking at these sizes of these things. And also, those are 3mm coils in there. Which they still, like, honestly, for years, I kind of refused to go 3mm because I thought they would be too big. And with the whole advent of requests for hexohm coils and stuff like that, there we go. I actually was like, you know what, I'm gonna try these in an OG recoil because I've been using them in the Rebel. The Rebel does really amazing with it, and I was like, I wonder if I could fit these guys in here. And I put them in there. I was like, holy shit, that actually does work. So there's that right there. All right, I know most people don't fluff. If you don't fluff, that's cool. That's your call, your protocol. I'll show you something I don't do that other people do. And it's mostly, I don't know, just find it to be an extra step that I personally don't care for. So just do that. Then we do that right there. Then we're gonna bring this around and down right here. And bring this around and down. And like with the beefier coil, this does kind of like take a little bit more finesse, I guess. Yeah, I never actually got to try the Velocity RDA. I got to try some Velocity style decks. That was a whole thing back in the day. But yeah, I never got to try the Velocity style, like the Velocity RDA itself. Not even a clone. You'd be shocked because my derpy ass owns pretty much like every clone in existence. All right, we're going to juice this guy up just to see where we're at. It's looking good for now. All right, yeah, we're like at that perfect 0.20. So we're going to grab this cap here. We're going to move this guy off to the side. Remember, try to build on regulated mods where you can see your ohmage and all that, because just as a safety precaution. All right, so and check that out. Hexohm ready. Alrighty, and then as far as drip tips go, because I actually wanted to talk about that a little bit. You do have some options. Where did I just fling that? All right. You have some options. They came out with some weird stuff like back in the day. Where are you? All right. So they came out with some weird options back in the day. Like I know Crispy Caps did a drip tip. This is the standard one that comes with it. Crispy Caps did one. I don't know. Like, okay, can anybody answer this for me maybe? Do they exist anymore? Because I tried checking their site and it takes me to like some weird like Chinese web server. All right, so then this is a DHD one. So you can see they fit right there on the cap itself. Then there was this guy that I managed to get a hold of. This goes over the top of the whole thing. Let me see if I could pop this off. Yeah. You can see this goes over the top of that. So it's like a little top hat looking guy. Personally, I wasn't a fan. This bore is like way too wide. It's just it just makes it really airy for me. So I wasn't a fan. And also DHD came out with this, which is basically the same concept. This is the metal head, where it comes off right there. And that goes on there, and then this bit screws on to that, and you could actually change this little sleevey part. If you're able to find these, because I had gotten these off of Local Vape when they were doing like a clearance thing when the whole vape mail debacle thing started happening. So, you know, it is one of those things of like, if you can find certain things, then you can. If not, I'm sorry. But there's always like places to go. You like the dock tip? Nice. Yeah, see, I wish that she would that DHD or even like Dwayne and Nick would release a kind of like they did for the Rebel, that A10 converter piece. That would be amazing just to have like a couple of those to like put an A10 on here, because I think an A10 would actually look pretty damn good on there. All right, let's go back to normal camera view here, and I shall be right back. Blah, blah. All right, I gotta turn off the looping on that kind of shit. Alrighty, so the looping is turned off. I don't know what's going on. Alrighty, so that was the Recoil Rebel. You can tell very it's an RDA. Like, I'll be honest, part of also why I stopped reviewing was like a lot of my feelings are it's an RDA. It started turning into that. Like, every RDA does have like its own qualities. Like this one, the snake bite airflow is what makes it, honestly. That if it didn't have that, if it had a different style airflow, personally, like with the Rebel, I hated the AFC cap. I thought it was so needless. It added so much more that it did not need. That I actually ended up trading some guy for all my AFC cap airflow controls on my Rebels and stuff, because I was like, I don't need them, and he needed them. So I was like, hey, I'll give you a trade for some stuff, and he ended up trading me some really good stuff. But as you can tell, cloud production, very insane. Flavors intense. Like I said, I never did the flow was it bro flavor bro cap. It wasn't my thing. I really didn't care to deal with it, so I have very little experience with it. And like, I think I used it once. It felt too choked up, and it just wasn't my thing. If you guys like it, let me know. Let me know your feelings, comments, or in the chat right now. But it's one of those things, like, for me, it just did not work out. It just wasn't my thing. Didn't care for it. So I've stuck with the flavor bro flavor cap this entire time. I think the first one I got was like back when they first came out, which I want to say was 2016. Might be wrong. It's been for like ever at this point on certain points. So here, let me actually look this up. Let me see. I'm sure if I just even look up like the earliest review, which would be Grimm's, I would know, because, you know, I forgot to do some research before this. 5 years ago. So 2017? Oh, July 2016. All right, so there you go. July 2016. Is when they came out. And I remember, like, the first one I got was actually the green. Don't know why I wanted the green, because I had a white Hexum and that's what I was going to go on. And that was like one of the first like RDAs I ever got. And I was like, okay, RDAs, they're winning me over. This is it. Before that, I was still using like the Kanger sub tank, which had the rebuildable section, the RBA. So, you know, it is one of those things. And like I mentioned on the tap down, always be on the lookout in BST groups if you want to get your hands on one. They do a squonk version, so that is an availability that you can do. Dwayne, like I said, does drops every so often, so they do tend to happen, and it's just more whatever tickles his fancy at the moment. But whenever they do, just try to get on top of it, because they do pretty much go out of stock really quickly, and it doesn't seem like he releases like entirely limited quantities. They are limited, but not to like, you know, like saying 50 or something. He probably does a little bit more than that, but it is one of those things that you guys can go pick up. Yeah, see, exactly, dude. I like the. I know I've talked a lot about the Rebel, but yeah, you like the Rebel more than the OG. Is it because it's like slightly bigger and you could just like run more air through it? But so I don't know. I've lost my train of thought. So yeah, the OG Recoil. I don't know what else to say other than I love it. I have gotten into a policy of no repeat mods or toppers, just because if not, I end up with like a huge collection of all the same thing, and it doesn't feel like I get very much variety. But with that being said, recoils and rebels are actually some that I have collected way too many of. I have a fuck ton of them, and anytime I see one up go for sale, I go, ooh, I should get another one. But I'm like, do I really need another one? You know, it's one of those things that like, you know, you just you're just trying to like figure out what you like, what you don't like. And to me, this is one of those ones that I do like. And honestly, the guys that created it are actually pretty awesome dudes too. So that just helps with the whole I'm willing to support this person, because they for the most part do all this themselves. They put up the finances and stuff like that. So it is very homegrown, and you got to give credit to that. It's not like, and no shade, I'm not trying to be like an ass in that sense, but it's different when you go through like a bigger manufacturer, or like, you know, like one of the bigger companies, and they help you do things. It's a whole different situation than you actually having to put up front your own money and pretty much gamble on yourself every time. So it is one of those things. Yes, we take profile requests on Mixing It Up, dude. Like, message me or on Instagram or Discord or Facebook, wherever the hell you can get a hold of me. And yeah, that's a bot. I've seen this one. It's actually that right there is. Let me see. That guy right there is a. I actually had to look it up during our Codename Mard last show. That is some scam fucking link that they're trying to post, and it just doesn't work. All right. So, what else? I'm trying to think. I don't know. Like I said, there are like color options. They do come in blue, green, red, black. There was a brass one. Don't remember if they did a copper one. I do have a brass anarchist one, so it has like the recoil logo on one side, and then on the opposite side it has the anarchist logo. I don't know if we'll see one of those again. And they did like a bunch of different ones. They've done like so many versions of it, and at least for the caps and stuff and what designs are on there. So there's options on that. And then as far as drip tips, as far as I know, if you guys have any suggestions, as far as I know right now, DHD is the only person you can go to get any drip tip for this particular guy. Like I said, I wish they did like a little 810 converter cap. That would be pretty dope, just to see how that would like work out and stuff. But you know, it is what it is. Uh, yeah, I don't know. It's been a while since I've done a review, so I don't remember what else I want to talk about or any points that I'm missing. So I think I'm gonna call it here. Been like talking for what, a half hour? I don't even know. How long have I been chatting away here? Yeah, it's about roughly a half hour. So thank you guys for joining me. As always, go check me out on Tuesdays over there, back here on my channel. I was like, oh wow, like some that's kind of funny. Just memory kicked in, and I was about to say, check me out on Mondays with Vaping with the Omis, which we haven't done that show in a while. We're like still on break from it, and we're doing our own things. And seriously, go check out Poonsauce. He's doing a beer review right now. Like, I hate that I kind of like stepped over his toes because he's been doing it at this time. Just this time works the best for me. But go check out his beer reviews. Like, seriously, give the dude some views. He's been doing some amazing stuff, and I think he's still doing the stuff with Logan for the advocacy talk. So go check that out as well. Then Adam, are you still around, and are you doing a thing tomorrow night? Or yeah, because I think you said Fridays or when, I don't remember when you said you were going to be doing it, but go check out Adam's channel. He's been doing that. I think they're doing Across the Pond this coming Saturday. Go check that out for sure. On Sunday, the Cloud Cartel UK. I can never say, dude. You got to come up with an easier way to say your name. The Cloud Cartel UK. Go check us out on Sunday. We're gonna be doing Codename Wired. I don't remember the exact time. I always have to be reminded by somebody, mostly Duchess, because the dude is the Time Lord. So until then, just be on the lookout. Go to his channel and set up some notification reminders. Then on Tuesday, we're going to be back here for Mixing It Up. We're going to be hanging out, doing some mixing. We're going to be doing that mix where like we're going to come up with one singular recipe and we're all going to vape it. And it's going to be the same exact recipe. And we're all going to vape it together in the same RDA with a 0.10 build on a mech. At least that's as far as I remember that we talked about and discussed. So for the most part, we are trying to recreate the same thing and see what all of us end up getting from that one thing. So go check that out. If you guys are interested in any juice coils I make, hit me up on any social medias. If you guys have suggestions for this show, Codename Wired, you can hit any of us up and let us know. Not this show. Oh yeah, this show. And Mixing It Up. If you guys have anything for that, go just hit us up and let us know if there's any like mix you want us to do, a build you want us to do, if there's a review you want to see me try, or you want to hear my opinions on. Because at the moment, like I have one in mind for next week if I get to do this next week. Because I'm going to try to be doing it about this time every Thursday. So this will be like a recurring thing, hopefully. And but yeah, so I already have one in mind for next week. But if you have anything that you might want to hear my thoughts on, or just get like a more updated explanation on, especially like on retro review stuff, because I mean, it is one of those weird things. Like with everything going on at this point, most things aren't progressing as fast as they used to. Like yes, the Burrow devices and stuff have been just exponentially growing everywhere, just blowing up, and it's been amazing. But with that being said, they aren't as bad as it were like say 3 years ago, where we just saw everything left and right. There was like a new RDA, a new mod, a new this. It was just like very overwhelming, to be bluntly honest. As much as it sucks not seeing as much stuff, it is kind of nice because we could play catch up and not be running to get everything. Because I will say one thing about like the vaping community, we are ADHD as fuck, and Ooh Shiny fucking plays hard. The guys that are not collectors, holy shit, you have some willpower, because I do not. Just my personal thoughts. Alrighty, so the OG recurve. Dude, I do not have an OG recurve. It was not my favorite. Like, I think I did a review for the OG recurve. I might have to check through my stuff, but I don't have the OG recurve. Who the hell ended up with that? I gave it to a friend. I remember that much. Oh, okay, I know who. Yeah, it's a coworker. I ended up giving it to a coworker because he was like looking for he wanted like a setup, and he had a tank and he was fine with the tank, but he wanted to get into rebuildables, but he didn't want to deal with either mechs or dual coil stuff. So I ended up giving I think it was a Pulse 90 watt and a recurve, because I wasn't using either one of them, and I was like, dude, here, this will work for you. And it's the whole thing of I was just trying to help the dude out. And yeah, so I mean, he's still vaping, which is pretty good. He was trying to get off of smoking, even though he was a very casual smoker. He actually was more of a hookah guy, but he was trying to get off hookah. And even then I told him that's not like the worst thing in the world. I don't know, it was really weird. You're getting me all reminiscent here. Alrighty, so also lastly, and I keep forgetting to mention this, there is a KVTV Discord. There should be a link down below if you guys want to come join. More than welcome to. Unlike Sloan, though, I think I've gotten most of my friends to come on, and I'm just being an ass because I think it's funny, but no shade, man. Me and Adam are like really good friends. We chat pretty much on the daily, honestly. Wow. So it is one of those things. So yeah, and also Teespring. If you guys want any KV gear, any Mixing It Up gear, go check out Teespring. I think I took Wolfbite off of there because I haven't been on that show in pretty much almost 2 years. Wow. And all that kind of thing. So I think I've covered all my bases, and I've talked for long enough. I'm almost going on like 40 minutes. Alrighty, so I will catch you guys next time. And as always, vape on, mix on. Barrel.